Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C-Certified Brewhead, and welcome to episode 117 of Beer and Other Shit, the podcast. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in glorious Beamsville, Ontario, with Uncle Mark Horsley of Bench Brewing. Mate,
good to see you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Been a long time coming.
It has been, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like you've said a few words now, and people will be realizing that you're not from here either.
Yeah. I'm an Aussie as well, from Brisbane. But I've been here just over a decade now.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I feel like this is kind of it's exciting because there's two Aussies in Canada talking about beer. Normally, it's only ever happened when I've been back home, so this is nice.
Yeah, man.
Loving it?
Yeah.
Feeling Canadian?
Every day, man.
Yeah.
Every day.
It's glorious. So, let's start with the beer, then we'll get into the story, man. Which one you want to bust open?
Let's crack our crowler.
Let's do it.
That feels good.
I love that you guys do crowlers. I feel like it's still not hasn't been picked up enough.
It's a good vessel. It's a one-way vessel, and it's a liter of beer rather than 2 liters, so you can do it in a sitting.
Yep.
And no one's cracking a crowler, putting it in the fridge, and then drinking the rest the next day.
No.
So it means the product gets people's glasses in a better way,
Yeah.
in a better form, and that way you can check that everything's done right at the brewery.
That's true. And I guess it's... how long does it last for? Like, I feel like maybe everyone, will have a different opinion on it. But is there, like, a standard sort of agreement on, like, a crowler has this level of expiration or whatever?
We're working to kind of extend the lifespan of our crowlers, to do complete CO2 purges, to do all our seam checks you do in a normal can.
Yep.
So the same way that our cans can last months, our crowlers should last months as well.
Amazing.
So we're working on getting our crowler to be just as good or better than I can, because I think the larger the vessel size, the better it ages.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You got less oxygen in a large bottle size.
Mm-hmm.
Same way that your big wine bottle formats, you're laying those down for longer.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with a crowler, or
Right.
a Magnum or a Jeroboam, all those fun bottle sizes.
The ones, yeah.
Yeah. So no, I love the crowler. It's a good vessel, and it lets us, just can up things that are experiments that are a little one-off. A few barrels that we might keg up. Mm-hmm. We can pour some in a crowler if we need it.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, people can take that home and still... You don't have to commit to a whole run or whatever to see how it goes. Do you do everything in a crowler? Like, is there ever one? Oh no, we don't want to pour that much.
If we've got it in a bottle, chances are we'd like to serve it in a bottle as well, because it's more efficient for us to sell a bottle than a crowler.
True.
But this just for our little tiny experiments that are so small that we're firing up the line. It's a good vessel.
It's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Bam. All right, mate.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Get it in ya. Oof. Tell us about this one too.
Yeah, so this is a Brett IPA, or an IPA on Brettanomyces.
Love it.
We basically took our Bulls Falls session IPA across to we have a clean side and a funk side in our brewery. So we took it across to the funk side, re-fermented it on our house culture of Saccharomyces, Lacto, and Brettanomyces. Mm-hmm. Gives it a real funk to it. So you get that nice kind of funk, and then we hit it with the big American Pacific Northwest hops.
Nice. It definitely got that, because I know Bulls Falls is quite the juicy session IPA, and this definitely is maintaining that.
Here I want to be like dry, funky, and juicy.
It's got it all.
Yeah.
I love it. 4.9 as well.
Yep.
Crushable.
Yeah.
You can knock a crowler back yourself, mate. No worries.
That's it. Everything we do here, I try and keep it between 4 to 6 to stay respectable.
Nice. That's just a personal preference?
Just because I like drinking beer. I like sitting down with people and drinking beer. And when you stick to the lower alcohols, it's just, you can...
Drink more of it.
Drink more of it, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I just feel like, if you have, like there's clearly a time and a place.
Sure,
for the big dogs and stuff,
yeah.
And it's kind of fun. Like, you'd probably have this much of a 11% stout, and then you're good to go.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little rougher. Let's get into your beer story, man. Like, how did you begin?
Yeah. So I've always, liked beer in a sense of, I drink whatever's local around. But it was somewhere around 2010.
Okay.
I was getting out of I was a photographer before that. I was getting out of the paper industry, because that was kind of on the decline.
Right.
Looking for something new to do, and I like the technical, creative aspects of beer making. You think about recipes, but then putting it to numbers. And it's to produce something tangible. Mm-hmm. It's something I've always been attached to. So I flipped into the Niagara College program.
Oh, nice.
First year that was through there, and pretty much within 6 months of being in that program, I was a night shift brewer at Nickelbrook in Burlington, where we got to start up and do a lot of fun experiments. You know, it was a very yes culture we had there. So can we go down to Kentucky, get some bourbon barrels? Yes.
Nice.
Can we start doing some, sour beers? Yes. So it was good. We made a lot of good strides there. And so 6 years later, we had the opportunity to do something of this scale, focusing on farmhouse, funky sour beers, just all the toys that we want to have here to do all the beers we wanted to do for a long time.
Right. So then at Nickelbrook, were you responsible for like the Kentucky Bastard? Like that was your...
Yeah, so
That's amazing.
That was us. We drove down to Kentucky, picked up the barrels, came back, and then had to brew a beer to go into it, which is Imperial Stout.
Right.
And then we just started riffing on it. We made Kentucky Bastard, then Winey Bastard,
and the coffee,
and then the Cafe del Bastardo with my friend at Detour Coffee. So it was kind of a cool start to barrel aging,
Right.
And then I started moving more to wine barrels. So here we're only using wine barrels from the 20 Valley region.
Right, keep it real local.
Yeah, so
Nice.
So we know the story and the parentage of every barrel that we use here, and that's a big part of it because barrels are one of your ingredients,
Right.
along with your malted hops and your yeast. Barrels have a massive influence on a beer.
Yeah.
So being able to know the barrels and talk to the winemakers because they're regulars in our tap room every afternoon.
I bet, yeah.
And pick their brains about what did this barrel go through? What should I expect if I was designing a beer around it? And very often we can sit around and have a beer and discuss that. So it's
really cool.
it's a really fertile place down here. Just to be able to pick the brains of farmers and winemakers and know a product better.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really unique. I love that. So like that barrel program there got you into the barrel aging, and so when the bench opportunity came up, you're like, yo, this is what I want to do.
Exactly, yeah.
So are you therefore then responsible for the direction of the beer, or was that with the other owners? Like, was that like a collaborative thing, or were you like, they hired you to be like, I want to do this, and they're like, sweet man.
Yeah. So basically, Matt and I sat down for a pint in Hamilton one day, and he just, I think he'd been influenced. He'd been down to Jolly Pumpkin and had a lot of their funky farmhouse beers, and he was looking for a brewer to do something like that for him.
Right.
So we got talking, and he's like, all right, you love barrel aged beers, funky sours. You want to set up this brewery down in wine country. That's ticking a lot of boxes for me right here. So we thought about it for a while, and back and forward, and everything just kind of fit together.
Right. What was the time frame of from when that opportunity came up? Like, I guess you were still probably at Nickelbrook there for a while.
Yeah. I think I got off the night shift, talked to Matt, thought about it for about a week, and went, it's too perfect. So left Nickelbrook, went on a 1 month holiday back to Australia because I knew that starting up a new business would probably be a while before I get back again.
Fair.
And so that was almost 3 years ago.
Nice. Okay, so this has been quite some time in the making.
Yeah. So it was nice because Nickelbrook gave us some space to work out of to start our new recipes, which was awesome. They gave us a tank to launch our first beers.
Right.
After that, the LCBO got a hold of Balls Falls and wanted to start listing that. So we scaled up into another brewery in Toronto at Brunswick Beer Works.
Nice.
And started making en masse while we built this place. Mm-hmm. And then once this place was completed, we pulled everything back here and did everything in-house.
I love it. So essentially, this is the ultimate like contract brewing success story in the sense that you built the brand via brewing elsewhere, got it in people's hands, got it familiar. You guys were very active, I guess, in like festivals and the community out here as well. Full disclosure, our company High Season, were working with you guys for a solid 10 months. I think we spoke to Vanessa damn near every day. And it was just really cool to see you guys grow, and this is really, really nice for us to see. Like, I don't think we only met a few months back, but like to see the scale of this place and like see it all come together from starting in a small tank in Nickelbrook. I mean, that's phenomenal.
I mean, we definitely want this place is on scale. We want to take sour, funky beers on scale to Ontario.
Right.
But I wouldn't say that like Ontario contracting is going to be a success story for everyone.
Right.
It's you are burning a lot of money, but you are creating brand recognition there as well.
Yeah.
Which is really the value in contract brewing. I wouldn't look to start contract brewing as a way to make money to open a brewery.
Right.
It's definitely a way to get some get the ball rolling and people knowing your brand.
A few bucks in the door as well.
Yeah, I mean, but if you can make money contract brewing, then you're doing very well.
Right. Yeah, I have heard it's not exactly lucrative.
No, the margins are razor thin, and you don't have all the controls that you would have if it was your own facility.
Right.
Because for a lot of your beers, you won't have to change the equipment or the process, get rid of entire parts of your brewery in order to do beers you want properly. And a contract brewing, they don't have the flexibility to do that always.
Okay. So then we were touching on this a little bit earlier. We talk about it on the podcast a lot. Like, it seems to be a bit of a point of contention in Ontario as far as, like, some people love it, some people really detest it for some reason. But so overall, though, you feel that for bench, it was the right move.
Definitely, yeah.
To get it to where it is. Do you think if you didn't do it, it would have made a difference?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. Like, we knew where we wanted to be. And, if when things drop in your lap, like LCBO picking up your brand when you're a couple months old, it's hard it's impossible to say no to that.
Right.
That's a great start to a business.
Right.
So no, I think we made the right choices. I was happy with them. It would have been nice to start from day one in our facility.
Of course. Yeah.
But no, I think I'd send again if I was to again. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. I was curious about that, just to see what that's someone who went through it and it worked for. Like, would you do it again? And it was good to see that you sort of balanced about it, and you're not like, oh yeah, contract brewing is like everything, but it had its value and its time and place, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it does at times feel like you're trying to puppeteer people into making beer the way you want. You lose that control.
Right.
I think you've got to have that if you want your beer to taste the way you want. Every process needs to be able to change to make that beer correctly.
Did you notice any growing pains between the move from Brunswick to the new facility? Like, was there any issues, not issues, but just challenges dialing it in and just getting it all how you wanted it?
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky here. We got amazing water. It's kind of like Denver water in terms of profile.
Out here?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We were just there, and like last month, and it blew our mind. Like, the tap water was phenomenal, man. Like, I couldn't believe how amazing it was.
So we're lucky here. We're on we're on great terroir.
Right.
And but with every new brewery, there's what you call gremlins. You got to chase out of the machine. You'll have some motor or transistor somewhere will blow, and you've got to go fix that because it wasn't wasn't installed properly. So there's a good 6 months of chasing out the bugs in your system.
Right.
And then you have another 6 months of learning the idiosyncrasies of your equipment to get it where it is. But we're in our 11th month here now, and I feel like the beers are coming out the way I want them to now.
Right.
Yeah.
So now finally, okay. So this is actually interesting because I never really thought, I haven't really got the chance to speak to anyone who very recently moved from a successful contracting situation where you had 2 or 3 products. Is that correct?
We had
because there was Wells Falls, there was the farmhouse,
and then the Citra Grove, which I kept at Nickelbrook.
Okay.
Because there was nowhere else in Ontario that was willing to take on a Brett Tannemyces and lacto drop sour beer.
Right.
But luckily, those guys are like family to me, and they was like, come do it here.
We'll take care of it, and even that's probably why I kept it. I feel like there was a huge demand for that beer, and it was even the whole time I tried it for the first time after we met, and after we'd worked with you guys for like a year. So because it was that hard to get.
Yeah, I couldn't make enough of it. I had a single tank, and I was supplying the LCBO.
Yeah, that's good. That keeps the demand,
yeah,
line up beers.
Yeah, it's still my favorite beers. It's a cool beer when it's young. It's like hoppy and bright. And then I've had 2-year-old Citra Groves that have had like that funky earthiness behind them, and it really ages elegantly. Yeah,
amazing. So moving from, I'm curious as to what the process looks like from moving out of contracting once you've got your facility. So you opened in July, I want to say July?
Yeah, our taproom opened in July. We first started brewing winter last year. Yeah, last winter.
So like late 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it...
like, how did you transition? Like, was it slow? Was it like, and cut straight away? Or did you just have to do a few batches here and pop them into the LCBO and start reducing the Brunswick?
I was looking for the first opportunity I could to bring everything back home.
Okay.
So the second that I knew I had enough inventory, in warehouse, that I could mess up the first 1 or 2 batches here and still keep beer flowing out the door, that's when I cut it.
Right.
And then I think it
was it like a straight cut or was it a reduction, like a step-by-step process?
It was a pretty straight cut. I think we went a little heavy on brewing late 2017, just so we'd have a bit of a holdover if something went wrong here. Our first batches came pretty nicely, fortunately. We did dump quite a bit of beer as well.
Yeah.
A pump head fail here or something going wrong here or there. You figure out what the issue was, fixed it. But we definitely we wanted to keep the same quality. We didn't want to have a quality drop of of a new facility being. You couldn't taste a new facility.
Right.
All those mistakes to be gone and the marketplace to still taste the same.
That's sick. Okay, and that was so only a couple of batches before you sort of felt like
A couple would been a little low on the number.
Well,
It was a bit few more than a couple.
I'm just
It was,
curious.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
No, honestly, it was. I think it was overall like it might have been like 10 or 11 batches.
I mean, when you think about the size of this place,
yeah.
though, like that would make complete sense. Like, because that's quite the
Yeah,
learning
it's,
curve,
it's,
right?
It's,
like,
it's a 5,000 liter system, so you know
Yeah,
we do
that's a
everything in
lot.
5,000 liter batches. But and we did that because I've been chained to a 10 hec or 1,000 liter system where you're grinding out to try and keep volume. So here, because a lot of our beer is it's about going on fruit, going into barrels, going into foeders and blending. Instead of spending our time on the brew house, we can brew 2 or 3 times a week on the brew house and then spend more time in the cellar.
Right.
Where to me, that's a lot of our beers are finished there. It's the dry hopping, the double and triple fermentations we do, the various barrel treatments. I think that's what really makes our beers unique here.
right, that's sick. So so I guess we'll have some B-roll, of course, but on to our right here is the clean side, as you call it, which is the main product.
So that's just like Saccharomyces only, kind of very traditional beers. We have a session IPA, a saison, and a wheat beer.
Okay.
Actually, we just also started doing a Belgian Pale Ale and an IPA that's just taproom only right now.
Okay.
We're just kind of trialing it out. But that's all Saccharomyces only kind of beers you'd be familiar with. On the other side, it's the full gamut of lacto, PDO, Brettanomyces, diastatic saison strains, and then our coolship, which we just let whatever blows in from the vineyards and orchards outside into it. So it's a massive amount of. We actually looked at a microscope our first coolship from last week, and there's a huge colony of these tiny yeasts that we don't recognize. So
Nice.
lots of wild yeast out there. Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
yeah.
When we visited last time, he took us up there, and it's huge. It's so like it's impressive. Like I hadn't seen one that big before, and it's got the proper room with the
The
I guess,
louvers, yeah.
the thing on the windows to
Yep.
let it come through. And I guess now it's the temperature for it, right? I guess you
Yeah.
couldn't do it over the summer. This is now the cold nights.
Yeah.
Where it's perfect. And you did your first batch finally last week.
Yeah, for last week. So we got that -4 to +4 is the temperature range we're looking for.
Okay.
It sat in the cool ship for what was it?
Oh, you're already taking it out.
Yeah.
It's only a quick thing, eh?
Yeah, it sits in there for 14 hours.
Oh,
On
wow.
the first one, cooled
Okay.
a little bit faster than we wanted to. So we drained that into foeder, and it's sitting in there right now, growing up the culture.
Cool.
We're gonna do the second batch into the cool ship into the foeder rather on Monday. So we'll cool ship it, drain into the foeder. So it's all gravity feeds from the foeder.
The same batch, you put it back in there again?
No, we did.
A new
It's
batch.
2 batches to fill a foeder.
Oh, wow. So the food is a big
Yeah,
one.
we got these beautiful 9,500 liter foeders from a winery down the road.
Right.
The Clos Jardin, who retired them when they were bought by Constellation Brands. And so they're about 10 harvests they've been used for. So the oak's really nice and softened up. It's got that, and I was a big fan of the Clos Jardin's Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays, which is what the foeders had.
Right.
So that's the home for a lot of our cool ship beers. So it keeps that 20 Valley thing in mind, that not only are we harvesting yeast in the 20 Valley, but we're putting into oak that's only lived in 20 Valley as well.
Right. I love that. Hyper local. Man, I just respect everything you're doing. I think it's really sick. Extra proud to have a Aussie just like at the helm of a place like this, and
Thanks,
just taking beer to the next level and just making it fun and engaging for everybody. And I think that's what's going to keep beer. That's what's going to move it into the future.
Yeah, I mean, beer is fun, man. It's like it's exploratory, and it's another medium for us to try new things, new flavors. It's a lot of fun.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Where can we find Bench online?
You can find Bench online at benchbrewing.com
And on social media?
and on social media.
At
Bench Brewing.
that's one to heat say.
At Bench Brewing.
And we shop online now. You got the e-store.
Yeah, we got the e-store now as well. Shop online. You can,
Throughout Ontario, right?
Yeah, you can get all of our beers boxed up and sent to your door, along with all our swag, glasses, hats, all that kind of stuff.
Tours as well.
Yeah,
Tours of the facility.
Tours daily. So come and check us out. And I'm usually around here if you want to ask some questions.
Just looking for the Aussie guy in the flannel.
Yeah. And then tap and tasting rooms open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. We can try all of our experiments, try Eric Peacock's food, see how they go together, and hang out with a bunch of winemakers and brewers.
It's beautiful, and it's open much later than the wineries. So once you finish at the wineries, then you're good. Now you can just like.
That was a conscious choice. We
Pull
wanted
up.
to. The winemakers told us have you open 3 hours after they knock off at 6 p.m. So they can have a pint after harvest. Yeah.
I think it's like really important because that's the one thing that drives me nuts about wine is that it's like so stressful, like that you have to be here in this real short period of time. So like it's fantastic that you guys are out here and like offering something a little different to the folks. So thank you again, bro. Really appreciate it. Guys, if you enjoyed the episode, mate, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast and check out the long form audio so you can hear extraordinarily attractive immigrants like Uncle Mark here talk about craft beer in wine regions. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.
All right, cheers.